Oh, happy Friday, Wonder Fanatics. Welcome to the Wunderfan Show. It is Friday, January 24th. I am your host, Henry Markin. You already knew that. You already know what this is. This is the show that gives back to you, the fans, the loyals, the fanatics, the diehards. Great to see you. Remember, if you see me talking to you on the Wunderfan app, you're in the right spot. You are earning cash rewards just by listening to that. So if you can digest this and just figure out a way to suffer through what it is I'm telling you, good on you because you're earning cash rewards. Of course, the Wunderfan Show is sponsored by the Wunderfan app. We got a lot of great things to talk about today. Lots are happening lots are happening. Good morning, grammar. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world of sports right now, which is great, as you know it. And quite frankly, I don't know where to start. Why don't we start in the NBA? Let's start in basketball, and then we'll slowly inch our way to football. I have a couple of things that's just hot off the press, and we have to discuss it. We have to discuss it. Obviously, I'm ripping the beautiful Denver Nuggets logo. The Nuggets, excuse me. Hello, still waking up. 11 a.m. Pacific time. Oh, we have someone calling. No, I'm not. You know what? That's actually not even the Wunderfan phone. It's a good point to bring up. Of course, you can always call in to join the Wunderfan show at 424-299-1235. Let me get through the intro first before I start taking calls to people that are trying to call in. Listen, the Nuggets right now, they quite literally are dismantling teams with ease. And that's because of good coaching, a good roster, but mainly because they have the best player on planet Earth right now, Nikola Jokic. I mean, I don't know how to describe this. I'm like, there's nothing to compare this to. I don't think we've ever seen this type of player, this type of figure, this type of dominance in any sport. You know, when you have Jordan or you have Brady, A-Rod, well, A-Rod, and to some people, I guess not. Mike Trout, Ohtani, like there's this dominance, there's this skill and this effort and this energy, right? This athleticism, raw power, or the preparation. You know, the Brady's of the world. It's like, you know, the offseason starts yesterday, right? You win a Super Bowl. All right, let's do it again. It just never stops. Like that sort of drive. See with Jordan, Kobe, Curry, these all across the champions. You have similar patterns you see. You also see extreme physical dominance. You know, a Shaq or Gronk or Giannis, where it's like, okay, I can see that. That man's literally the Hulk. I understand that. You feed him the ball in the paint. Yeah, you need 6 guys, a ref, and an elephant dart to take him out. I understand that. But then you have Jokic, who can do pretty much anything any position player can do in the NBA. He can do every single thing that a skill is required in the NBA. You need him to bring up the ball, play point, done. Play center, yes. No one can guard him in the paint. Leave him open for 3, knock it down. Or how about this? Run the floor like you're a point guard. Done. Throw the fast break. Run it. Play defense. Guard the best player. Everything. He can do anything he wants on a court. Guard anybody. Sometimes he's guarding Curry, right? You have Jokic on Curry. He's picking him up at half court. That's incredible. Here's the best part. It just looks like I know he cares. And I know he gives a shit. I know that. But it just, like, he couldn't even pretend to care if he wanted to. He looks so unbothered. Like he's so good at basketball. It looks like it's an obligation to play. Like, I might as well. I don't know. I guess I have to play because I need money to gamble on horse racing. Like that's he has to play. He might as well play in the NBA. He's so good. He might as well. I know he works on his game and I know he cares. but you'll never convince anyone that you actually like the NBA. And he's the best player in the world, and it's not close. It's not close. That we've never seen anything like this in any sport. Someone who's so good where it comes so easy, it's so effortless, and they just don't care. They just never seen anything like this. So uh, I'm so stoked to be alive for this because people are saying, we always like, well, you missed Jordan. No. I'm here for Jokic because I don't think Jordan could guard Jokic. I know Jokic could guard Jordan. I know he could. There's no doubt in my mind. And he wouldn't even care. Jokic in the presser would be like, oh, Mike, yes, he's a good player, I guess. I don't know. I'm supposed to go watch horse racing with him. Like he wouldn't even care. He would shut him down completely. Anyways. Okay, speaking of other dominating figures in the league, LeBron. I got to bring this up. Just get this off my chest. I'm a Warriors fan. I wear this out of respect to Jokic, and of course, I'm often associated with Jokic thanks to this little condom I put on my head. It's not a condom. It looks like it. It's a wig for a bald cap. I'm a Warriors fan, but I know what we are. I know what the Warriors are, and I know that while we have one of the best players to ever play the game, Curry, changed the game forever. I know exactly how limited this team is because as soon as Curry crosses half court, you triple guard him, and there's nothing we can do about it. So for now, I know that it's probably not going to happen with this team to win the whole thing. There's no magic spell Kerr can cook up to make this work throughout the finals. Maybe you stun someone in the first round. Maybe that is, of course, if you make the playoffs, because right now they're flirting with 500. But I know who we are. And as long as nothing changes, right? I can't for the life of me get disappointed when we get knocked out because it's like, well, what did you expect, right? Which is why this year only, as soon as the Warriors lose, and this is my message to you all, as soon as your favorite team loses, I highly encourage you to get behind rooting for LeBron to get one more finals in him. Just because this is probably it, right? This is probably his last year. You heard him. He's not going to retire when the wheels fall off. He wants to go out on top like a true Warrior's death, which how could you not love that? I mean, that is incredible. No farewell, goodbye, like he's going to leave after the last battle. Like he won't even give you no time for a ceremony. He like this could be a perfect end. And it's not out of the question, right? It is not out of the question. All right? How old is this dude? 41, right? LeBron, let's type it. Let's see how old he is. I think he's 41. He's 40. All right. He's 40. Okay? He's averaging 29 a game, 40 years old, playing against 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds, the best athletes on earth, 40 years old, averaging 29 a game. The 5 seed in the West with JJ Redick as a coach. Come on. He's probably going to call it quits either this year or next year. This may be his last shot because next year, Giannis is probably going to be a Warrior. So, when that happens, good night, everybody else. I think it would be really sweet to see LeBron pull it off this year and then he retires. Like that would be like just a storybook ending. What a career. Holy shit. And I think at that point you would be stupid if LeBron wins the finals this year and then retires for good, does not go play baseball and comes back and plays for the Hornets to play with his other children. I think you have to stop saying that Jordan and LeBron, that conversation is still very much a debate. I think you have to put that to rest and say, sorry, Mike. I don't know. That's my job is to get clicks and to there's this terrible light that keeps coming in. That's my job, is to engage those kind of questions. And I think we actually have to stop trying to engagement farm that. I think that becomes done. Okay, we are going to turn on the calls. We're live. If you want to give it a call right now, 424-299-1235. We are open to take your calls. Of course, we'll be playing some voicemails. Looks like we got a call from Floral Park. We missed it on Wednesday. I would assume that's probably some it's gotta be a Buffalo Bills. They did not leave a voicemail. Interesting. So they called us, did not leave a voicemail. I was really looking forward to a Josh Allen prayer out of Florida, or excuse me, New York. Okay, this is there. That should do with the light. All right. So yeah, that's my whole thing. Is can the Lakers pull it off this year? They just might. And man, that would be really fun. Just as a basketball fan, how could you not, right? How could you not be romantic about that? LeBron goes out. Like, this isn't a Patrick Mahomes situation where we're stuck with him for the next 10 years and we have to have our eyelids taped to our foreheads just to watch this, right? This is so different because LeBron, who in many ways is like Mahomes, sometimes it seems like he'll get his call and he'll, right. They have similarities, but this is way different. This is it. Come on. One last dance, as Jordan did, we saw on Netflix or whatever. This will be fun. So that's my take. I wouldn't mind seeing LeBron. If, of course, let's say the Warriors get Giannis or Jimmy Butler or somebody, and all of a sudden they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Well, yeah, then I hope we bury LeBron. I hope we put that man in an early grave. I do. So, things can change. But I don't need to see the Warriors lose in the playing game to the fucking Kings. Oh, excuse my language. I know there are children watching this, but I'm sorry. Sorry. Anywho, all right. Let's move on to another topic. Okay. NFL. Oh, we got a caller. I really hope it's not my mom saying, "Hey, why'd you swear?" Yes, hello, it's the Wunderfan show. Who might you be?
This is Blake.
Hey, Blake. How's it going?
We made it to Friday, so that's good.
What's happening in the world of you, Blake?
Look, I love LeBron, and I think that it's great that we have gotten to, I guess you could say, quote unquote, witness his greatness since 2003 when he tipped it off against the Kings, I think, which is in your hometown, on a Tuesday night on TNT. But it's amazing what he's done in 20 some odd years. But comparing him to Michael, man, and I want him to be number one, but he's not.
Well, but okay, hold up, Blake. You're allowed to compare him. That's the only thing we can do.
You can compare them all day,
right?
But just with your first point, I might be taking cigarette smoking, horse gambling Nicola before I take LeBron.
Yeah, I can see that, but I think, my whole thing.
People don't fear LeBron. The NBA isn't the same as it used to be. You've got people like Dominique Wilkins or people like Shaq or anybody that's come to the league talking about Jordan's bloodshot eyes like the guy was possessed. They're scared shitless of him.
Yes.
And
yes.
It goes back to what you were saying. Is if you could have the ball in anybody's hands with 10 seconds left, nobody is taking anybody other than Mike.
For sure.
And you can't say that for LeBron because, yeah, he's become better as a shooter and he does all the great things. He's a Magic Johnson-esque kind of player in the modern day history of the game. But at the end of the day, is 29 in the NBA all that impressive when you got, on average, people are jacking up 51 threes a game across the league?
No, that's a great point, Blake. However, I will say this. So it's very easy to forget that some of LeBron's best moments, like LeBron, we can only look back at Jordan and think of him in his prime because he's out, he's done, he's retired. Like this is no longer a stat debate. This is just an optics debate. Jordan is gone, and all we have left are the best memories of him. And all we have of LeBron is LeBron still playing. And it's very hard to think about, okay, LeBron during that Celtics series when Bill Simmons to this day talks about that exact same thing where LeBron's eyes looked like a great white shark. You know, like he took the energy out of the building in the first quarter. And like he just goes on and on and on how people knew and they weren't even mad because it was so fast and there was never a chance in hell, a snowflake's chance in hell that anyone was going to beat LeBron that day. LeBron's still playing. And so we see the theatrics in him on social media and if people don't like LeBron, that's all they see, right? They see what they currently interpret of him. When LeBron retires, and give or take 10 or 15 years after he retires, and they show his best moments, I think we can reevaluate, okay, maybe it wasn't such a horrible thought that LeBron is better than Jordan. Of course, if LeBron wins the finals this year and then retires, I think that argument is put to bed because it shows you longevity. It shows you what he's able to do across 3 different generations of hoops. You talked about the Kobe generation, the early 10s, and in the late 20s, he's doing with the Nicolas, the Wembys, the next wave, the Lucas, the Giannis. So Jordan had his era. Because he struggled at the beginning, whereas LeBron seemed to always be good. And I think, everyone thinks about the 6 years of Jordan where it's like, okay, cool. If you give LeBron 6 years to compare each other to, and they just played one-on-one, there's not a chance in hell Jordan is scoring on LeBron at the same rate that he was. No way. No way. And to that, I'll give you 30 seconds to retort before I move you on to the next caller.
Look, it's a valid point.
Yeah, I know.
But at the end of the day, LeBron's not number one. And yeah, if he wins a championship this year, yeah, that absolutely changes the conversation. If you win an NBA championship at 40. But he's not. And the Lakers haven't been relevant in like 5 years. They haven't been relevant since they won in the bubble. That's great that they're a 5 seed, but at the end of the day, like, you got AD, you got LeBron, you got a nice few little pieces around it, but they're going to win a first round, but they're not getting out of the second round just like they haven't passed the past 2 years. It's just old. Like, move on. I mean, the only thing that, it's great for it is somebody to show for commercials beforehand. But, the thing with the NBA is your 2 best stars are old as shit. Like, it's time to figure out as a league, how are you going to go into this next generation? Because, I know this is getting into a different conversation.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is.
The NBA's in trouble. So, look, I'll let you go. It's great that you want LeBron to be number one, but he's not. So,
fair enough. All right, Blake, take care. Well, that was a take. I'll stand by what I said. I think any debate you have is just exhausting. If you talk about Jordan and LeBron right now, you're not going to change anybody's mind. You won't. You can't. It's like politics. If you have your thought and you have your movement and you see a debate, it's not going to change anything. You're just going to find a new angle, right? But I think if LeBron wins this year in this league, in this climate, and this caliber of talent around him, and he comes out on top and then retires, you have to stop this disc. You have to stop. It's over. It would be over. Huge if. Like, if he loses, again, all the Jordan, the Jordan loyalists will just say the same thing. Like, the biggest loser. Because, that's what's one thing Jordan never did was lose finals. And when he would go, he would win. But, of course, this is one big fat if. And if we're going to talk about that, then we're just gonna drive ourselves crazy. Oh, speaking of the NBA, just thought I'd mention we are doing another giveaway. Yes, we are in a great partnership with a local radio station in Orlando, Florida. It is 96.9. These guys are great. And let me just make sure I knock out this ad read here. Okay. Here we go. Pull up the app. So on the Wunderfan app, of course, you have contest page, right? You have all this stuff where, by the way, with the NFC Championship, AFC Championship, you can literally play and join the pick'em using Wonder. So you could bet your Wonder. So like you bet the currency you get that we give you by going to games to get more. So if you want to make more Wonder to earn more cash rewards, you could play in the pick'em challenge. We also have giveaways on this page. So you got to go to the contest page. The Wunderfan contest page, it's like a Las Vegas in your pocket, except no one's taking anything from you. This is like all house money, right? So for example, the pick'ems. So we have AFC, NFC Championship. You pick a winner, you pick it right, you get more Wonder. You could earn more cash rewards just by being right? I mean, come on. You can also enter our Pro Bowl raffle. Win 2 tickets to the Pro Bowl. That's a great partnership. We're having a lot of fun with those guys in Orlando, Florida. And of course, you could win 2 tickets to Orlando Magic games. And we have a good partnership, and we're going to be giving those out all year. All year, we're giving away tickets. So make sure you enter the raffle, any of these raffles or any of the pick'ems. It's all available on the Wunderfan contest page. It's like Disneyland for adults who I guess don't go to Disneyland, but stay at home and watch sports and consume social media. That's Wunderfan, right? Wunderfan. Everybody wins on Wunderfan. You can win at the game by earning cash rewards just for being there, or you could win at home just for being right and getting the pick'ems, or just by scrolling on the Wunderfan feed. Every time you scroll, you earn cash rewards just by scrolling. It's that easy. Look at this. Look at this. Come on. I'm scrolling. I'm earning on the Wunderfan app. I don't have to. I mean, it feels like it's too good to be true. It's not. Guys, trust me. Trust us at Wunderfan. All right. So that's good. We're out there. Okay, NFL. Let's talk NFL real quick because there's a lot to talk about. I'm so worried about this AFC Championship. I am just so nervous. Because I think it's probably not going to go the way we want it, right? That would just make way too much sense. Like to get exactly what we want. Remember we talked about we wanted Lions, Bills, right? That's what we all wanted. It's a true blue collar America's Super Bowl, the gritty city of Detroit versus the forever tortured town of Buffalo. Right? I mean, poor Buffalo. They've just crushed forever in the 90s. And then recently, because they've just been under Mahomes' thumb every year. It seems like this is exactly what everyone wants. Just going right into the arena with Mahomes himself. And it seems like we're going to get Detroit, Philly, which probably favors Detroit in that game. Of course, that didn't happen. As I predicted, I said the Birds would win. I thought we'd have a bird fight. I thought it would be Eagles, Ravens, Super Bowl. Of course, the Ravens did what they did. Nobody's fault. Not even Mark Andrews. He lost as a team. I just so fear. I'm so fearful of what we're about to get. I fear this is going to be like watching one of those Jake Paul fights, right? Where it's like we think, oh no, this is different. This is different. He's fighting Mike Tyson this time. This won't be what we usually get. This is different. It's all the same. Like I know we want to sit here and say like, oh no, this is not boxing. You can't rig. This is what you get. You get what you get. No, I can already see it. I can already see this happening. Just come on. Say it with me. I'm afraid of this. We get a pick at the end of the game, or 4th down, the Chiefs fail to convert. Bills football. Jim Nantz gives it off, gives it the call. And just like that, folks, the torture might be over. The Bills are going to the Super Bowl. Wait, oh, Jim. Oh, hold on a second. Here comes a flag, Jim. Oh, no, Jim. Romo comes in with the bad news. Oh, looks like they probably got rough in the passer, Jim. Yep. That late hit on Mahomes. That late hit on Mahomes, Jim. That's the one that did it, Jim. Yep. You can already see it. The seeds have been planted. It's going to be a close game, right? Because that's what the Chiefs are. The Chiefs don't kill anybody. They don't do that. They kind of just scrape by every week. And you know they're going to do the same. This is going to be a dogfight in Arrowhead. Are you kidding me? This is going to be just a phone booth boxing match. Just hit. Like, so close all game. And it's going to come down to like 1 or 2 plays or 1 or 2 calls, or perhaps 1 or 2 calls that weren't called because, of course, you're not wearing red and you're not number 15. So I'm really scared. Because here's what's not going to happen. There's no way the Chiefs are just going to win by 30. And it's like up to no referee's discretion because they just killed them. That won't happen. We know that. Like, the Bills have America behind them. And you know this is going to be close, like both on the field and football gods. It has to be close, right? So we can get past that. But you know that the Bills probably won't be able to kill these guys either, because that's like the Chiefs are still the Chiefs and they're not capable of getting killed. At least not this team. Like, they're all so in bed with the devil. Not really, but maybe. I don't know. I'm getting so emotional because I'm protecting my feelings on this. I'm really scared. I'm really scared because I can't do another round of Super Bowl media surrounding the Chiefs because it's not just the game. It's not just the fact you got to deal with them winning. It's like the next 2 weeks are just going to be insufferable. Like, you can't bury your head in sports. As a sports fan, when they just shove the same routine, Chiefs, media, stories, the sit-downs, the interviews, the Taylor Swift, they shove it at you. It forces you to be like, okay, I don't want to watch sports right now. I'm going to go follow something else. And then you're stuck following politics, which suck. You got to keep up with world affairs, which, by the way, aren't so pretty to look at. I don't know. There's so much riding on this game. As a sports fan, it would be so great to see Josh Allen and the Bills go to the Super Bowl, and be great for new faces in Radio Row at Super Bowl. It'd be awesome. And you get to focus on Josh Allen, and you get to talk about the Bills, who finally get over the hump for the next offseason. It'd be great. Instead of like, who's going to stop the Chiefs? Oh, wait a minute. No one can, because they're going to four-peat. Like, anyways, I'm gonna calm down. But that's my thing. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Obviously the Eagles Commanders game is not nearly as significant. Not because it's not going to be a good game. Let me get the lighting here. This is not because it won't be a good game. I think it would be a fine game. I just, like, this is probably not that interesting of an Eagles team. And I think everyone is just sort of afraid that if the Commanders beat the Eagles, then, you know, they're good. They're really good and they're really exciting. But if the Commanders beat the Eagles and the Chiefs beat the Bills and we get Commanders Chiefs, like, unless you literally live in Washington, D.C. or, you know, Kansas City or Virginia, I guess that whole Chesapeake area, right? Unless you're from that area, like, this is going to suck. You want to watch the Chiefs just play with their food and the Commanders. The Commanders are so awesome. And, like, I know that there's this kind of window that we don't know will shut or open again. Because that's what happens. Sometimes you go to a Super Bowl, you go to a championship, and it's like, you know, if you're young, like the Rams. Remember when Goff and the Rams, they went to the Super Bowl? It's like, oh, well, he's young. They'll figure it out. They'll be back. No. The Rams were back, but not Goff. In fact, they traded him. Sometimes you don't go back. Sometimes you catch lightning in a bottle for one season, and that's that. And that could be what's happening with the Commanders, because everything could change next year in the NFC. Of course, there was one team that was missing from all of this, and they're from my great state of California, 49ers, who is getting their beloved defensive coordinator, Robert Saleh, back, which is awesome because it's just like old times. You might just finally have a defense again, which is fabulous. But yeah, I think if you're any NFC team not named the Eagles, because I think the Eagles might be kind of good for a little bit. I don't think this is lightning in a bottle. I think, in fact, last year was a down year because of late injuries and how the Niners kind of broke the Eagles last year when we played them in Philly and killed them. And then they just sort of kind of spiraled out of control. I think this year, the Eagles showed you with the addition of Saquon that if they can stay healthy, they're so good. Now, Hurts looks a little wounded. In fact, he looks like a shell of himself. But I still think that even like a 75% Jalen Hurts can probably get it done against the Command. This is a sibling rivalry game. Of course, Washington's fired up because it's like, yeah, I want to beat Big Brother, but they probably won't. The game everyone's watching, the game everyone's worried about, of course, is in Kansas City. Yeah. Place your bets on the Wunderfan app, of course, if you think you have an edge or an angle or certainty and you don't want to necessarily take it to Vegas or a sports book. Let us offer you the opportunity to use it on the Wunderfan app instead. Wager wonder, not money, but somehow get real money because, yes, your wonder can be redeemed for money. So it's sort of like gambling without the risk, right? You can only win real cash by gambling fake currency. It's really cool because you use wonder. It's not harmful to you, right? You lose all your wonder. You can just go get more wonder. Just go to a game, get more wonder. Probably take you a few games to get more wonder to get back to where you were, right? It's great. It's really great. So let this be, if you need some action, but you don't want to gamble big or real money, try playing on Wunderfan, where you could gamble your wonder. And then if you win, you're like, oh, okay, I'll just cash out for a Chipotle burrito or a Starbucks gift card or Uber or Home Depot. Or I might save my wonder and keep gambling on the Wunderfan app and, try to go after some big ticket items like an Airbnb or Southwest, or really save and try to win Super Bowl tickets or tickets to the Final Four. All available on the Wunderfan app. Check it out. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about before I think I want to call it. We had one caller come in. Let me present this opportunity. If you are a Bills fan, or if you are an NFL fan who is not happy about what may come your way on Sunday afternoon, no matter what happens, feel free to call 424-299-1235. And this could be very therapeutic to just let things off your chest. Leave me a voicemail. Leave the show a voicemail. Just let us know how things are going. Talk to us about your bet that exploded. Talk to us about leave us a State of the Union. That is your head. How you feeling about what's happening? We'd love to hear how it's going. And we will play your voicemail on the show each and every week. That's the Wunderfan Show. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about. A lot of coaches are getting fired and hired and on the carousel, and some are going to college, some are coming up, some are coming out of retirement, some are retiring. What's going on with Brady? Is he going to be done with broadcasting? Because, of course, he's a minority owner with the Raiders, and he just brought in Pete Carroll to be the head coach of the Raiders. I love this. I love this. Pete Carroll, once again, is now rivals with Jim Harbaugh. The coaching battle, the saga of Harbaugh versus Carroll continues. I mean, it started way the hell back then. Stanford versus USC. And then it moved to the NFC West. Harbaugh versus Carroll again. Niners Seahawks. It seemed like Carroll stood his ground because Harbaugh left, went to Michigan. And Carroll just remained victorious in Seattle until he wasn't. until he parted ways, took a year off, literally one, right? He was like one season. He took one season off because sounds like he wasn't ready to retire. And now he's back in the AFC West with Harbaugh. I mean, it's like the Joker and Batman. Like they're just destined to do this forever. You and I are destined to do this forever. This is so awesome. This is great. I love this because when you have these rivalries, when you have these coaching battles, these matchups, you see a lot of the same stuff. And the games only get better and better because they try to outcoach each other. So you see a lot of the same, when I mean same stuff, you see a lot of the same like finishes. It's because like maybe Carroll lost to Harbaugh because he did X and now he's going to beat him with Y. Well, maybe Harbaugh is thinking, okay, because I beat him with Y, I'm going to do Z, but I can't count for W because Carroll just thought of W, but A, B, and C will also happen the same with D, E, F, G. We're going to use the whole alphabet. That's for all you people that just love your A, B, and C's. You could just have fun with that. I'll stop for everyone else, us normal people who don't much care for it. But I think we're going to get some great AFC football for a long time. I do. And people are like, wait a minute, but Pete Carroll's in his 70s. He's so old. He's so young at heart. Everyone knows that football is about culture. It's about culture. If you are a good X's and O's guy, but your culture sucks, it's not going to work. You could win football games by winning the locker room and everyone just playing for each other. There's so many things that have to happen on a football field. One simple, sweet X and O thing can't always get it done. Maybe that's what happened with the Niners. No one's denying that Shanahan was calling good plays. I'm sure every play call he had was great. Maybe the locker room wasn't right. They weren't playing for each other. They were playing sort of for themselves. Everyone was kind of chasing a bag or chasing a new destination or trying to prove themselves. But I don't know. Nobody knows. We'll never know. But I think culture is way more important than actual play calling because you could get good play callers and you could get good schemes, but you can't fix a broken culture. Like the Bears. When will this end? Like, I'm so... The Bears just hired Ben Johnson. Great. Congratulations. You got your quarterback. You got all these other pieces. You got your new Ferrari coach, Mr. Innovation, Mr. Think Tank. You got to do something before you start texting me, this is our year. You've been saying, no, this is our year for the last 20 years. Like, you know how many different innovatives, you know how many different waves of, oh, this is different. This time is different. You know how many times we've said that? I'll do it again. Literally. My expectations for the Bears is the same. Like, the Bears did the same as they did last year with arguably a better team. Maybe the problem was Eberflus, Nagy, Fox, and Lovie Smith, and whoever they had forever and ever and ever, right? Maybe that was like just a string of really mid coaches with an equally mid and not very aggressive organization and with equally mid play. Like, I refuse to believe that they were just crap forever because everyone was crap and they were just used to crap. So when stuff was slightly less crappy, that they're like, oh, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Maybe the Bears fans are just so delusional. Like, I wonder how harsh the winters are that even like a glimpse of any sort of sunlight, a drop of serotonin or anything just euphoric, that's all they have for like months. I think the entire Bears franchise isn't built on success. It's built on hope, which is awesome. But it's so funny because it's like, yeah, okay, you don't win the Super Bowl this year. We'll do it next year. Everyone else is just like you feel so bad. So you got your guy, Ben Johnson, right? And he says, this is where we want to be. We want to be in the same division I was last year, playing my old team twice, playing the Packers twice, playing the Vikings twice. This is where you want to be. Okay. I'll be right here. Same market, January 24th. This time next year, same time next year, no problem. We'll see you here. I mean, I'm in a loop. We're in a loop. It's the same thing every year with Bears fans. This is our year. No, no, no. We got our guy. We got our MVP candidate. His name is Mr. Trubisky. I mean, that's not his name. His name is Justin Fields. He's the MVP. Nope, that's not his name. His name is actually, he's a rookie. His name is Caleb Williams. He's our, nope, that's not his name. You know what? It's actually the coach's fault. Yes, it's the coach's fault. Nope, it's the GM because we're going through new stuff. We're fleecing teams. Nope, we just got fleeced. It's the same thing every year. Stop it. Like, don't tell me a damn thing until it's December and you guys have a winning record by more than one game. I'm not here to see you like scratch and claw in September thinking, oh yeah, if we keep this up, we'll be a wild card team. No. Like you were, what were you? You were 4-2, you're almost 5-2 after, of course, the fail Mary. And then I think it was all downhill from there because you played actual teams. So it's sort of like, yeah, you play these little, you have a last place schedule every year. And so you beat other last place teams to start the year because no one's going to put you on prime time because why would they? But okay. Yeah, let's just waste somebody's weekend slot. Like someone works all week at their 9 to 5. You don't have to punish them by making them watch the Bears on prime time. No one needs that, right? There's a reason you don't see the Raiders on Sunday Night Football. Nobody needs that, right? Everyone's work already sucks. So you lose track of the Bears every year. They go and suck. And then they get an easy schedule and they're like, oh, I guess they're 2-1. Everyone in Chicago's like, yeah, sipping Malort like it's water. And then they play real teams in their division and they just get decimated. They just get their doors blown down, like teeth kicked in. It's the same thing every year. Like, so cool. That's all I'll say to that. We'll see you next year, right here in this exact same chair. I bet we'll see you right here, same time next year. You're not going to be here playing for something. You'll be here with me talking about the games that are happening before us. So we'll see you then. All right. I think that's it. Do I have anything more I got to talk about on the Wunderfan show? Let's see here. Yeah, I guess, if you're, that's it. Yeah. If you're, check out the Wunderfan shop. Check out the shop experience. If you're at any games this weekend, download Wunderfan. If you're watching at home, download Wunderfan. If you like making money by doing nothing but watching sports, download Wunderfan. If you like making money gambling on sports, but you don't want to gamble actual money, you want to gamble wonder that you earn by going to games, download Wunderfan. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. All right, we'll see you on Monday. Leave us some great calls and voicemails, and we'll answer them on the show. Ciao.